Greetings and salutations, this is Huge Ass. My apologies for being a bit tardy, my software has been playing up. I've got a 30-minute video, nearly 30 minutes anyway, ready to go, and it just won't render it. I don't know what it is. It's just really frustrating right now. Hopefully it'll render this video so that I can get something out to you. There are other reasons for this tardiness which I'll get into in my next live stream, so watch out for that. Now on to today's video. One of the things I'm most fascinated by is that there are so many people out there who presume to know more than experts, despite showing no evidence that they know anything at all. Such a person is someone discovered recently by the community called Phillip Kornelis Aman. He's apparently an Australian, although I thought he was British the first time I heard him. Maybe he's got an Adelaide accent. But he's the sort of idiot that makes you ashamed to be the same countryman. He's appeared on Brainy Beaver and The Plot Hole, debating J.L. Warren, and he's also been on Team Skeptic, who didn't let him get away with any crap. I suspect we won't see him again, because he comes across as a sort of smart aleck who's in his second year at university and thinks he knows everything simply because he's just learned a few things from university. He certainly presumes to be an expert on logic, although he doesn't seem to have any understanding of science. His behaviour is generally childish for someone who's supposed to be an adult. Check this out.
Time and time again, you have repeated your entire intro statement 4 times. So I ask you again.
Hang on, you're interrupting.
No,
You're interrupting. You're interrupting. You're interrupting. You're interrupting. You're interrupting. You're interrupting.
I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. I want you to answer the question.
Not A, to elaborate on this. Hang on. Stop interrupting.
I understand.
Stop interrupting. 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 Hello.
We're moving on.
Hello.
Hello. We're moving on. You don't need.
You forfeit. No, I'm not dodging. You dodged my earlier question. No, I'm not dodging. 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 Blah 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 blah.
Phillip, you made a positive claim.
By the way, that's not a Sasquatch in the top there, that's Johnny O from The Plot Hole. If you haven't subscribed to him, there's a link in the description. Get over there and do it now. Same with J.L. Warren. He's heading for 1,000 subs and he well and truly deserves it. He's a very philosophical guy. I've learned a lot from him. His link's in the description too. Get over there and sub to him as well. Anyway, Phillip refers to a whole lot of things that most people wouldn't even talk about, but they're the sort of things that are brought up in debates, and I use debates in air quotes, with people like flat earthers and other conspiracy nutters. They're the sort of things that people say to make them seem like they know what they're talking about, even though they've only just read it in a book and don't have any real understanding of what they're talking about. I thought, at the very least, it'd be a good opportunity to explain what these things that he's referring to really are about. So let's listen and have a look at a few of the things he says.
The first law of motion. I'm going to speak very slowly to you. That energy and matter at inertia will remain inertive unless acted upon by a second particular. That second particular, in context to cosmogony, is the immaterial.
So that's a classic example of this guy, just pure word salad. The first law of motion actually is: objects at rest or moving at a constant speed in a straight line will remain at rest or keep moving in that straight line at a constant speed until it's acted upon by an outside force. So when Phillip's using the word particular, he means body, at least in this context. It's a philosophical term, at least the way he's using it, which literally means an individual item as contrasted with a universal quality. I mean, this is the main reason I think he's done a philosophy degree or is working on one, because no one in the real world uses the word particular in this way, unless you're doing philosophy. He also doesn't seem to understand that energy and matter are the same thing. Matter is another state of energy. It is appropriate to use separate terms, matter and energy, but in this context, they're basically the same thing. He also used the word cosmogony to show that he knows more than other people. Most people probably wouldn't have heard of that. That's, in astronomy, refers to the study of the origin of a particular astrophysical objects or systems. It is most commonly used in reference to the origin of the universe, the solar system, or the Earth-Moon system. He also uses the word immaterial, and I'm not sure he's using it correctly. I mean, obviously immaterial means the not material. In other parts of this debate, and when he was talking to Team Skeptic, he seemed to imply that that meant the supernatural. And of course, science is about the natural, not the supernatural.
So the movement in context to the first law of motion is tangible energy in matter.
So that was just pure word salad nonsense. The movement is the tangible energy in matter? Well, tangible energy, as we establish elsewhere in this debate, is just energy. So why say tangible? It adds an adjective which just confuses the matter. If you mean bloody energy, say bloody energy. And energy in matter? As I said earlier, matter is just a form of energy. So to translate the statement, the movement is tangible energy in matter, into plain English, Phillip is saying that the first law of motion says that movement is energy. Of course, movement can be caused by energy imparted by a force, which is what Newton's first law is all about. But for some reason, Phillip finds it necessary to make it far more complex than it really needs to be. And in so doing, demonstrates that the only reason he does this is to make it sound like he knows what he's talking about, when in fact it demonstrates that he doesn't.
So that's how we know, that's how I know that an immaterial cause was antecedent before tangible energy in matter.
So for the first time, I'm starting to figure out what Phillip is actually talking about. I mean, he's still wrong, but it's starting to actually have some meaning rather than just being word salad. I'm not really sure how he comes to this conclusion, but he's saying that movement is caused by the immaterial. He's implying the immaterial is God. And that's how he knows God created the universe. It doesn't make any sense, but I think that's his argument. Shame it only took me 20 or 30 times to figure out what the hell he was talking about. This is why clear communication is important, especially if you want other people to know what you're talking about.
So my question to you is, do you believe that the expansion that you called the Big Bang, was it always moving, or did the movement have a beginning?
I believe you've asked this question several times, and J.L.
It's not a true. I'm sorry. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end that question right there and move on to the next because
it's a true dichotomy.
It's not, I'm sorry, Phillip. It's not a true dichotomy.
What's the third option then?
You keep using that word. I don't think you know. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So, it's not a true dichotomy. The third option is we don't know. We do not have enough information to make a valid true or false claim.
Using a reductio ad absurdum
does not get us to an answer.
Hang on, the moderator is muting me over and over again. I'm trying to respond.
I can hear you, dude.
Okay, yeah. So
the only
repeat
time
what I'm saying. Okay, repeat this word, reductio ad absurdum. Repeat that word.
Reductio ad absurdum.
So he's only using reductio ad absurdum here as a kind of a mic check, I guess. That's a term he used a lot during the debate. And again, I don't think he knows what it means. So Wikipedia has a few examples of what it's about, but basically the appeal to extremes is the best way of describing it. Take your argument to the logical extremity, and if it still makes sense, you might have a valid argument. But if it doesn't make any sense at all, you don't have a valid argument. One example I like to use for a valid argument is when you are doing a test of fairness. The test of fairness is reverse the roles, leave everything else the same. Do you still feel that it's fair? If you don't, then it's not a fair situation. If you do, then it is. Similarly, if something makes sense to you, but to everyone else it makes no sense whatsoever, then it's only valid for you, and it's not valid objectively. Now, I'm a science guy. Philosophy isn't really my thing. I'll leave that to J.L. Warren. He can comment if I've got this wrong or there's a better way of explaining it. After a little while, Johnny O, as the moderator, got absolutely sick of Phillip refusing to answer the question and refusing to get on with the debate, so he gave him the flick.
So, Phillip, the floor is yours.
Hang on. Look, I'm not leaving, so I'm not getting off this question. So,
okay, cool.
To elaborate.
Right. There we go. You are leaving, Phillip, and that's how that works.
And thank you, Johnny O. I think everyone was really relieved when you finally did that. Phillip was a complete waste of time. He's been on 3 channels lately, and he's got to boot up the backside each time. 2 in the case of Team Skeptic. I don't think any other creator is going to bother having him on. He's just a complete waste. I think J.L. summed up the debate quite well.
This is not an opportunity for you to give me a lesson in the laws of logic or the laws of physics. You are not a physicist and you are not a logician. Okay? Now, I have a pretty strong understanding of the laws of logic. The law of excluded middle, the law of identity, and the law of non-contradiction. I understand the laws of logic, and I understand how they are descriptive of our universe. I also understand most of the laws of physics, as has been asserted to me many times in many live chats. So I do my best to work with what I know, and I try to learn as much as I can. Okay, but you are making assertions about things that we cannot possibly know. You have no evidence to back up anything that you're saying. You're utilizing the laws of logic incorrectly.
So goodbye, Philip. Don't hurry back. And one day you'll grow up, look back on this, and realise what a fool you made of yourself. The corgi's warming up, so if you like this video, click the like button. It really helps me out, as does leaving a comment. And if you'd like to see more of what I do, click the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get notified of future videos that I put out. And if you really like what I do, please show your appreciation by buying me a cup of coffee through the ko-fi.com website. It's a one-off donation, which I very much appreciate. Many thanks to everyone who's done so far. There's a link in the description of this video for that, and there's also a link to my Discord server if you'd like to join there and have more interactions with me directly. Or if you'd like to more regularly contribute to this channel, you can become a channel member by clicking the join button below. For $3.99 Australian a month, that means you're a part of the huge ass movement. So there's nothing left to do but cue the corgi.
You're despicable.
New word salad cream. It's flat free.
Either be they either
blah 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 blah.
Sounds like a wet dream to me.
I'm a stupid flat earther.
Saddam Hussein was on the verge of revealing the flat earth.
Get your salads extra fluffy with word salad cream.
There's no intelligibility.
Because there's no science for a flat earth, and none of us are expected to know this kind of stuff. We're making this stuff up.
I would use water. I would use perfectly still water because in my model it would be perfectly level, flat, straight.
Flat earth, yeah, absolutely. You can touch the flat earth. You can see the flat earth. You can taste the flat earth.
Word salad cream. Taste it today.
That tastes like shit.